first year. But after the prices have been established for a year, this is a very accurate method of telling when it's time to sell stuff. Now we've got 120,000. Hang on, let's go back. 120,000 litres. That's 3 truckloads. Not quite. So that's a truck and 2 trucks, 2 trailers, 3 trucks and 2 trailers. And we'll have a little bit left that we can keep on hand just to feed the pigs. Pricing is good, however. I might take a... Let's go back to the yellow truck. We might as well. Let's press the buttons the right way. There we go. Okay. We'll get this loaded up as a tipper. We'll take a bunch of soybeans to market today, just because the price is good, and then we'll take a bunch tomorrow, game day. And for this, I'll take a trailer with us. Oops. Yeah, that big field on a 2/3 bale count would have usually netted me about 120. So between those 2 fields, we've ended up with a lot of bales. Attach the trailer, disconnect the tipper, pull forward. Attach the tipper, disconnect the trailer, and go get the other one. But yeah, this farm yields close to 600,000 litres of wheat and barley per year. We also grow canola and soybeans. Soybeans to a lesser extent, and in the last 3 years we've been growing corn, but only as animal food supplement. We don't sell corn at the market. So corn either goes in a silage bunker and gets fermented, or it goes in the silos and feeds the sheep. And that is a fairly recent real thing in Scotland. Corn is not a, or wasn't until very recently, a crop that was grown in Scotland. But they decided to test on 2 farms, I think about 3 or 4 years ago. Not for human consumption, but for animal consumption. And so my farm grows corn. So that'll be 42,000 litres of soybeans, and we are going to take it to A&M Group Grains. Nice. Let's put the cover on that one, put the cover on that one. Where's the blue truck at the moment? It's full of silage. Wow. Okay. I might as well do this first. And not only all of that silage, I think I also got 96 bales of hay in on the last day of spring, grass cut, which is only a 66% growth on the grass fields. So end of summer we'll get 100% cut, and the end of fall we'll get 100% cut, and that's going to be an ungodly number of bales. Don't know why there's stuff on the floor there either. Chaff, I think. Yeah, he made it without crashing. And this bunker to our left here, which is also full of silage, is why I don't want to have the farm silo, or I want to empty the farm silo before the corn harvest comes in, because it was a pain shipping that up here last fall. Because the forage harvester spends more of its time sitting around doing nothing than it does harvesting. And when you have the amount of rain we have, that's not a good deal. Oops. Pull forward a little. There you go. No, other wrong way. So I'm figuring we'll probably clear. Let's say those two. We could potentially get up to 500 bales on the next cut, and they are all going to be wrapped for silage, except maybe one, maybe two, which I'll use as grass for the cows rather than having to do a special grass loader wagon or forage wagon, partial load of grass. Interesting to count. Okay, A&M Grains is where we're going. So, out of the main yard. A&M is where, I'm pretty sure it's where the store is, the main store. We then have Aberdeen Grains and Highland Grains, and I can never remember which one of them is on the right from here. And the other one is just short of the BGA. And that site also has some Renclaw silos. So if I did run out of room for 500,000 litres of crop, I could put it in the silo up at the storage facility, but they would charge me to use it, so I try to avoid that if I can. Okay, I think I've got everything set to tip left. That's what I usually do. We'll need to change to the front load, and yep, because obviously you can't tip back when you got a trailer behind you. What's that? 38,800, not bad. Hopefully about the same from this one. Usually it drops a little. And again, we're playing on hard mode, so it is possible to make. Oh yeah, we lost 600 pounds just in the few seconds it took to switch. going to take this back to the yard, but I'm going to leave it assembled because we're going to have more grain to ship tomorrow. So we're already over 1.6 million. Coming up to 11:30 real time. It is 4:30. Did we get another cow? I should check that too. Come on, truck. Go faster. Traffic speeds are a mixed blessing. On Field Mountain Farm Sim 19 map, the traffic was so fast and the streets were lined with street lamps that you used to end up with your tractor driving up street lamps because you got hit from behind by a fast moving vehicle. Here we are at Lawfolds. Yay. Can't remember the names of the other two. I think one of them's East Law. Which is probably the sheep farm. Potatoes! Yeah, I don't do potatoes. No. If I'm going to do anything, I'm going to do sugar beets, and only insofar as I need some for the pigs. And I really don't need any for the pigs, because we have about 30 crates of sugar beets in storage. Pallets, or whatever you want to call them. So I'm going to stick this in here, if I can. Looks like it might work. I think this is long enough to get all of this in here. If it's not, I'll leave the trailer in there. Nope, that's gonna fit. We're in. Oh, that's where I hid the roller. Okay, so let's jump over to, no, jump backwards to this truck. So that's another batch of silage done. Nobody coming. I'm going to go this way. So this is the direction to the entrance to the cow farm. The main entrance. As opposed to the convenient entrance that I've been using. Is that a truck in front of me? I'm going to have to wait till he comes back. barriers. Traffic goes out under the bridge and then comes back again. So this is Newton of Lusk Farm, which is why I can never remember the name. And most of these trees are illusions. They're not physical entities that you can crash into and chop down. But not all of them. So you still try and avoid them just in case the one you decide to drive through is actually real. And then we'll get to the bottom. And the gravel yard. The gravel driveway up to the yard. So yeah, there's the corn on the right, left there, so that's got a ways to grow before we're going to need to harvest that. We'll be well into rainy season when that comes around. Forage harvester just in the shed on the left there, with one of the high-tip trailers that you get from the sugarcane pack. Okay, I'm going to park that there, turn the engine off and jump out. Okay, I'm going to jump out into the middle of the clamp. So we've already seen the Valtra. The other equipment we have is all suitably large. We have a Lexion 780 and a sugar beet harvester that we haul on a tractor. And there we go! Achievement unlocked. We have bred 20 cows. Yay! We also then have the Lemken plough, the Lemken 12-metre cultivator, and a big Lemken seeder, and a horse planter. And then the workshop. We don't keep anything in the workshop. Over here are our slurry tanks. So we've got the slurry spreader with a cultivator on the back, and 2 slurry tanks for the AR frame system that we can ship slurry or digestate. And then, as I said, here we've got our forage harvester, which has the high-tip sugarcane trailer on the back. Can't remember how big that trailer is, but I found that that's quite useful because you can run that, and then I'll put one of the tippers on an AR frame trailer and haul that out to the field with the tractor, and I can just tip that straight in, and then we bring it back to here and tip it all out. As I said, this is awkward. How much have we got left in here? We are down to 7:30. Still over 10 trips left. So maybe I should consider getting one of those, probably leasing one of those, sticking on the other truck after we've done the soybean thing, and then I can have one truck loading while the other one's emptying, and that'll be good. Okay, drop off of that. So we did all that. Great demand for potatoes, which we have none. Lots of very old equipment. So that's our, I think that's our cultivator. That's the yellow truck, worth £42,000. Cost me a lot more than that. Land Rover's going to need to be serviced in 3 days. Class Axion, they're still quite valuable. Class Lexion's going to need serviced in 3 days, but we're probably going to be getting it out in 3 days' time, getting it ready for the harvest. And there's all our other equipment. So Land Rover needs a service. I could probably do that now. Seven o'clock, early summer. There we go. Repair. Because if you don't repair things, they get exorbitantly expensive on daily maintenance charges. I was one day, probably the first year I was playing, it was sort of, yeah, okay, vehicle maintenance costs £2,000 and £2,000 and £2,000 and 10,000. What? 10,000? Where did that come from? It's sort of, I haven't bought that much new stuff. It's sort of, no, they all need serviced. It's okay. And that's my big chaser bin, which we also bring out during the harvest and hitch to the back of a big class tractor. That's a fairly recent purchase. I think I got that last year. And the Land Rover I really don't use, 4 hours. But, it's prototypical, so we'll keep it. That goes there. And it's right-hand drive, which is awesome, because nobody does right-hand drive vehicles for Farm Sim. So that's all the servicing and stuff done. We now have 1.64 million, which is a good big number. Everybody wants water, and cows want feeding, and we can wait till tomorrow for that. Oh, cows want feeding now because there's an extra one. 22 eggs. Let's go play the egg mini game, and then we'll call it a day. Because I'm getting thirsty, and I probably need some lunch soon. Okay, how are we doing? 7 more to find. Another one. How many more? 1. I mean, not that eggs really make us that much money. Much better commodity in Farm Sim 19. Plus they come already boxed. Unless you played on a map like Old Stream Farm where they all spawned in one pile. This is not a fun map for egg collecting. Primarily because... Is there one there? There it is. When it snows... Yeah, no idea where they all are. Anyway, so it is 11:42 on a Saturday morning. Mrs. Osa is stirring downstairs, so she will be coming up shortly. It is 8 o'clock, early summer. We have no more work to do here. How's our truck doing? Our truck... Really? Oh no, there we go. Is having issues. I have to back up and turn out. so that I can actually jump out. I don't think that's going to reach anything. Yeah, that's not going to reach anything, so let's move forwards and do it the hard way. Yeah, no, that's fine. No, backwards. And 57, 58, and 59. It is done. And we will call it a day right there. So I will say, turn the engine off so it doesn't run away. Jump out to say hi to the cows, and I need to find that. Okay, well, everybody have a good weekend. I will be back Monday evening with some more Ungetsheim Farm Sim 19 map, where we are struggling along with not much equipment and not much money, but there's a lot of fields. So have fun, and for now I am out of here.